Such a subliminal, pursue kwa particular. What you wish you are is what we are. Kila mara kushock the culture, jadisha how deep you are, how sick you are.
Niaje, karibu sana to another Sanaa kwa Sanaa album review.
Asante
sana for your time. Asante kwa kukuwa hapo. Asante for joining us. For yet another one. You're still putting in the work. The most hardworking, the incredible, the only Sanaa kwa Sanaa from our mansion, coming to you live. Undisclosed location. So keep subscribing, keep liking hizi videos, show up kwa algorithms out, hawajui tuna exist. Makosa ni yao obviously, hawajui tuna exist, but keep doing that to get more mansions. As the video inasema, tuko hapa kureview kazi ya Njerae, singer, songwriter, performer, na hii ni debut album yake inayoitwa Unintentional. Tukifanyanga hizi reviews, our criteria in aspects tatu: production na musicality, concept na idea, na the content and themes of a project.
Yes, kaka bwana African.
Tuambie ulivyohisi kuhusu hii kazi. Give us your thoughts, give us your sentiments, give us your intellectual theories regarding Unintentional, your in-depth ideas, your comprehensive comments. Do what you do best. Hapo liezi wako simo tajuma wanajaribu kunini
na ini iPhone, you know. Yeah, why you disrespecting me?
So living is what you do best.
Yeah, living is what I do best. I'm a man. A Kenyan man. My childhood, you know.
Everybody say, but you're doing it like our fathers. You're doing it best, man.
I'm sure the apple that
could fall far from the tree.
Far from the tree. Anyway, to quote
our fathers, intentional or unintentional?
Intentional. You're never that good unintentional.
When your father left you, intentional or unintentional?
Just opening up wounds. That's not our intention.
You have to feel pain. This pain with us. We will share the pain.
Anyway, to quote our brother Sam, when I saw the album cover and the album art, and I see, she's like a foreground, she's holding a flower pot of plant inside, and she's looking into the distance, and the background is
to yonder.
Yeah, there's looks like a lake or like a
kuna waves kwa shore
of an ocean. I kind of got like a traditional cultural vibe from it. Especially with the garb she has on around her neck and in her hair. I thought there'll be some cultural elements expounded or explored, whether in terms of sound, in terms of themes, in terms of language as well. There was none of that. So but the misleading, from my point of view, the misleading aside, I did enjoy the project. It took me maybe 1 or 2 listens until I really got into it and got the whole vibe and what she was going for. And once I did, it actually became a beautiful listen with every became a beautiful, enjoyable experience with every listen. So intro, tired. You have her friends asking tuambie ni nani. So I'm guessing they're talking about a guy or a lady or love interest. But then she says she's trying to forget. So clearly it didn't go well, which is actually something I appreciated, because in most love stories the trajectory starts good and then bad and then good. But this project was expounded on something that most singers kind of just touch on slightly, unrequited love. Nilipenda venye the overall theme kind of she stayed with the overall theme for most of the project, from penzi wakasi to akisioni and you're the one and give it up, and then interlude where she says siwezi mind, if you would be mine, and then to do anything for you, and then to ndani ya gari, and that's where you realize that this relationship, or quote unquote relationship, was mainly one-sided. So when we get to ndani ya gari, you find out that mchumba wake ndiye ana marry, and turns out the feelings were never really shared. And then we go into games, about how they're playing games, as the name suggests. And then you get to Cut Me Down, which in my opinion was one of the most beautiful songs and one of the highlights of the project. From how it was written, to the harmonies, to the production, it was really, really good. You could feel the emotion, the vulnerability, which is again something that most Kenyan artists aren't really that open to share it. Not many Kenyan artists are ready to be that vulnerable, especially when they're not the ones who come out in a good light. But then she ruins it with Njerae, especially after Cut Me Down. She ruins it with Njerae, and she salvages it with Go Away. But at that point, I would have felt, by that point, I feel the project would have been really, really good, really, really cohesive if Cut Me Down was the last song. It's not the happy ending that most people want. It's not the how for such stories, especially for such stories, it's you hurt me, but I will survive, or I'm stronger now, or I'm wiser now. It's not you always have to come out on the other end looking good. If she would have ended with Cut Me Down, it would have been a breath of fresh air, because it's like you don't always get a happy ending. That type of relationship, unrequited love, does destroy your self-esteem and your identity. So I'm told. So what I hear is that's what it does. I hear that's what it does. So it would have been a really, really beautiful end. It's true. It's true. Yes. I'm sorry, man. Are you okay?
You haven't loved me back.
Ndakushow. Nikakudai ndakushow.
Ndangoja.
Sasa kina magiwa.
Ndangoja.
So mind. Okay. But yeah, Cut Me Down would have been such a lovely ending for the project. Maybe put just remove Njerae and remove Go Away. Just end it with Cut Me Down, because now you go from it kind of brings it back to intro, because it's in brackets, it's tired, and you're wondering why are you tired, and then we get to see the story and the trajectory about the penzi wakasi, how you met, and just throughout up to Cut Me Down. It would have been a really, really well structured, well put together project. As much as it's still about love, and at this point, earlier we were talking about how redundant and the theme love is, because it's the easiest thing to write about, and it has been thoroughly expanded upon. But how she did it, I really, really enjoyed it. It would have been one of my projects of the year if she would have ended it with "Cut Me Down" as the outro. In terms of production and the musicality, as a singer and a songwriter, the highlights were, of course, the harmonies she used, and her delivery, and how she approached the production in the project. Nilipenda instrumentation in some of the songs. I really, really loved the interlude and how soft she was. To Anything for You. Nilipenda Penzi Wakasi, because it kind of starts with the energy that Penzi Wakasi had, and then you can kind of see how it kind of gets slower and slower to the interlude, to Anything for You, to Games, to Cut Me Down. It was really, really well put together. You could actually see there was thought that went into it. I just wish she would have removed Njerae and go away, because having a 10-track album, concise, to the point, well written, well delivered, it would have been really, really good. I don't see why she felt the need to go ahead and add those two. I'm not saying those two songs are bad. I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of things, if she would have ended it with the 10th song, especially with how it was delivered and the harmonies, and how big it sounded. As much as it was sad how big it sounded. It would have been like a crescendo. It would have been a really, really nice culmination of the story and the whole project. But other than that, I mean, these are just the Njerae and the go away. It's Nikitu, I can slightly forgive because of what happens, in the 10 songs that come before them. So those are my thoughts on Unintentional.
Intentional.
Yes, sir.
So for the project, rightfully so, ni romantic love centric. That is the idea, na natell the story. Relationship yake with this person. Now, one thing that sticks out throughout the songs ni vile ni one-sided, na love yake ni unrequited, and hakuna the same sort of emotion, the same sort of intention from the other person as ye akonayo, though kuna instances, kuna bits and pieces of the same. Kaniyo ngoma akisema how nakuona una sleki, but at the same time anapenda vile anachezanga na dread zake. So kuna this sort of experiences and moments as Njerae anaandika that wana share pamoja, that zina build a relationship yao. Lakini through a majority of the songs, na what the album is ni one-sided, which is something that tumeongelea whenever it comes to projects that talk about romantic love, ni how singers and songwriters tell the story from one side, them as the center, and then so you're sort of telling your story from your perspective, bila sisi kama listeners kujua how the other side feel, na their sentiments or their thoughts as far as storytelling, na building and creating them as characters. So hiyo ndio the case hapa, na ina go from track to another, na ina build upon. So nikiisikiza, one thing that again pia ina stick out as early as Give It Up, in as much as Njerae anasema ata give it all and even more, hapo ndio the first song where unapata signs na anaanza kuonyesha kuna cracks kwa ila vyake, juu anaisema kwa the last verse, vitu tulikuwa tunapendana, siamini umeniacha, vitu ulikuwa unafanya na bado unazifanya, sijui kama utachange, I am hoping that is the case, and then I can still see you and I alone. So it starts there. And another layer outside of the other person mwenye anaongelea being unintentional or as intentional as they are, the other thought that nilikuwa nayo ni sometimes when people are in such relationships where ni unrequited na the other person hakupendi ama haonyeshi as much interest na ni one-sided, and people stay in such relationships maybe hoping wata reciprocate,
yeah.
and hoping kutakuwa na hiyo change ama wataionyesha in a way or another. People tend to stay there na huwa hawa notice that this is what they are doing, and they are staying hoping that itabadilika. So kuna hiyo angle ya Njerae also staying there unintentionally, but sijui if ilikuwa that layered. However, while that is still the same, while that is the case, on the other hand ni kuna hizo lyrics zile nimequote whereby ako aware of whatever is happening, na ako aware of the current state of the relationship, ako aware of character traits za huyu mtu mwingine, na before hata ifike kwa ndani ya gari akienda anamfollow na ashapeleka mahali elsewhere, nani huyu third party, but yeye ndo third party cause yeye ndo unajua yeye alikuwa na someone else to hii point yenye wame get married. Ikifika hapo nao kuna those points where we've seen throughout that Niami kwa kisema sioni nikiwa bila wewe, you are the one for me, I can do anything for you, siezi mind ukidecide nataka uwe mine. And kuna those hints anatuonyesha. When it gets to that point still, part of me na feel when it comes to storytelling ni hizi cases whereby you are sharing your agony with us kama wasikilizaji, lakini kuna a lack of remorse or empathy yenye iko kwa sababu you have shown us that ulikuwa aware of whatever is happening, but so what was the motive that ilifanya ubaki hapa bado. Ndio nao ukikuja kusema uko ndani ya gari unaona mpenzi wako amepeleka mahali elsewhere to feel your pain na wewe. And this ties to one of my other gripes ni that nilikuwa na feel ilikuwa inajidrag with the songs, because ni you're saying the same thing over and over na sioni the story kienda. Okay, so nini ingine unaweza tuambia that now imehappen kwa hii relationship? Kuna a layer ya drilling down the idea of hii state ako in through many songs, alafu kuna the other layer to it that ni sikufeel ni necessary kuenda over and over telling us the same thing kwa so many songs, while kungekuwa na a compression ndio as you're telling us hii journey na carrying us with you ingekuwa progressive na tuone other aspects of the story outside of the repetitive songs. The other thing ni highlights that zilikuwa for me, even for Cut Me Down is one of them. Niliongelea kwa mziki ya wiki 2.0, a grand song production wise, then instrumentally, and also the BGVs and the vocals, how may pack so much, and then the writing as well in a stand out kwa Cut Me Down ukicompare na how I may approach the other songs, pop song, acoustic, and then even the acoustic songs for me, Kapenzi Wakasi for example, na the interlude na the intro zilikuwa na such an emotion to them.
Yeah.
You were there with her instrumentally and how the entire song ilikuwa ina feel. So those songs, interlude na intro, and then those acoustic songs or songs that zilikuwa na acoustic elements, zilikuwa moments for me as well. And kuna the idea that hata as you've said, aspect yake ya kuapproach her harmonies is something else. Na a thing that I noted which na feel ni strength yake ni her melodies, the way in which ana carry her melodies na ana imba hizo melodies, nilifeel ndio her strength throughout this song. There's a way that she puts an emotion to it, and then pia inakuja na aspect ya memorability, na sometimes pia ni catchy na easy kuimba na easy ku remember. As far as the writing, I did not feel that apart from Cut Me Down sana. The other songs ilikuwa na a lot of cliche statements. Hiyo pia ina go to the storytelling that nimeongelea earlier, vitu that you can hear kwa any other love ballads that tumesikia before, and so it take away for me ikija kwa the writing, but the melodies ali capitalize on the same, hata vile ali approach Give It Up and how alikuwa ana flow with the groove of the beat, with that afro beats, afro pop feeling na groove, ilikuwa a moment. And looking at the story also again now you see kwa kuna ndani ya gari, and then kwa games ni kama now ina decline, and anasema hizi games una play. So kuna again aspect ya people being in these situations that are toxic for them bila au kunotice na kurealize na kuko stuck. Kuna part yenye I think ni kwa the chorus bado anasema hata ukichoose come back nitasahau hii pain yenye niko na feel. So na so where are we sitting with this as listeners as far as emotions tunafaa ku feel for Njerae, and then kuna Cut Me Down after that, which is such a crescendo moment for the musicality, for the song sequence na pia for the emotions that amecarry kwa the song. But kuna hizo lyrics that zinafanya ushangae, so how are we supposed to be feeling at this point in time na kwa hii point ya the story. Interestingly na share sentiments na wewe hapo ndio album imeingishia literally hapo ndio album ingeishia. Cut Me Down, let's finish this, and go for the same reasons. After someone building you and cutting you down, tubaki hapo tusiende kwa sherehe which completely throws it off. You again kwa sherehe, outside of this being a club song, kuna idea ya mpenzi tena so because it takes away from it. Then now so tumena Cut Me Down hapa, but it's the depth of your emotion. Sherehe again unaweza kufurahi and sing someone and then go away, because now you can go away. Your ending the sequencing and the inclusion of those songs ilikuwa a rushed resolution that ingekuwa avoided kama ingeishia kwa Cut Me Down, na
less is always
make
more.
sense.
Inge
make sense definitely.
hizo ziache kaa singles.
And another thing nilikuwa nafikiria ni Cut Me Down, and I even said this kwa my review kwa mziki ya wiki, ni the song and how ameiandika. Inaweza kuwa another song that is unnecessary in terms of the lyrics if it is literal. Juu sijui kama ni mimi ama kama someone else pia ali notice, it seems anaongelea nature na trees.
Cut Me Down
Anasema nini? Tables ama cupboards and floors.
That's where you'll find me.
That's where you'll find me. And anaendelea hiyo idea ya nilikuwa na exist, ulinianzisha, ulinibuild only to cut me down, na sasa ina exist far from reality.
That would be disappointed.
So nikisikia nilikuwa na those two perspectives. If this is literal, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Then again nikajiambia this could be a metaphor
to
that ametumia ku build the story ya relationships na mapenzi na the love thing. But the references specifically to cupboards and floors, unajua, and unajua that's where you'll find me. So and the rest of the lyrics nikafanya nifikiria hivyo as a metaphor, and if it is a metaphor then that's a creative way ya kuandika na ku storytell. And if it's literal as a partner na Kefri.
Or maybe
Partner na Kefri.
pesa NGO lazima
lazima
itumike.
Lazima wasanii wamoke. Lazima wasanii wamoke.
Tunaweza partner na watu wa freedom of expression.
Nani ya?
I don't know. There has to be someone.
I thought you had someone in mind.
Nah, nitakwambia but this is board of directors conversation.
It's not for public consumption.
For stakeholders.
Something else that stood out kwa musicality ni a lot of moments are the keys. I know that is Kobe Worldwide, who's been working na a number of artists. So the keys zili stand out kwa their songs. Kuna any other sentiments?
La hasha.
Kasi.
La hasha.
Mbona wasanii hawaheshimu ngeli ya Kiswahili? Penzi wa kasi. Mapenzi wa kasi. Niko na penzi wa kasi.
No, maybe I think it's you're my heart, like it's you're my love. Sipenzi ni mpenzi wangu. So ni mpenzi wangu wa kasi, like what we ended up it took quickly.
But
We ended up it took quickly.
Pia umeharibu lugha.
No, like
Inafaa kwa penzi la kasi.
no, like I don't think penzi in this case is love. I think penzi in this case is lover. Like mpenzi.
Nikasema mpenzi. Mpenzi wa kasi.
Maybe
Lover of quick.
yeah, like you're my quick lover.
Mpenzi wa kasi. Mapenzi ya kasi.
Yeah, you know.
Mapenzi wa kasi.
No, you're like my quick lover.
Mwacha Kiswahili. Shida iko.
No, you're my quick lover. Like, you know, love at first sight. Like where we met and boom, we were in it. Or she was in it because the other guy was in it.
Yeah, ameenda kama mtu mwingine. Yeye alikuwa na stories zingine.
Yeye kwa magi.
Cold Magi.
Just laughing at other people's wounds. Yeah, but so that's how I took it. I took it as you need this is my lover, but you know there was no time. You know, it's like, you know.
No, I get the idea that it happened quick, but ngeli ni ngeli.
Ngeli ya
mnafaa mdharau lugha ya malkia aliyekufa hivi.
Bifu ndio ngeli. Nani?
Kama siko ile cypher.
Yes, mini Rongrende.
That
still remains one of the best stuff I've had.
Kama umesikiza Unintentional ya Njerae kwenye comment section,
Slide.
Tuambie,
Don't
be
go away.
intentional now. Be intentional.
Don't cut us down.
Please.
Lift us up.
Don't be like fathers. Ours and yours. Tuambie what you think kuhusu the album kwa comment section. #niomoka na thaa 1k
Yes,
subscribers then tuomoke. So subscribe and like this video. Tafadhali. Shukran sana for your time.